Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Riri Williams, Ironheart, issue number 9. I think I talked about in the previous issue that I didn't think this was going to be a particularly good issue. Why is she always teaming up with people? Well, I'm more than happy to be wrong, because this was actually a really amazing issue, and there were parts that made it even better that I didn't get, but I'm okay with that. I'll explain that after I talk about who made the book. So we got Evel Ewing doing the writing, Luciano Vecchio on art, Gieffo on layouts, Matt Mila doing the color art, VC's Clayton Cowles, letters and production, and the cover is by Stefano Caselli and Matt Mila. Alright, so let's get talking about this bad boy. Riri has to go to Wakanda. She has a little conversation with Stark, whatever. She respects him, she knows him, it's whatever. But she goes over to Wakanda now, and she's going to meet up with Shuri. This was fun. Shuri right away went and told a joke to her, and you guys got to read the joke. It was freaking hysterical. I sat there like, okay, this was cute. These guys are going to get along just famously, right? Nope. Unfortunately, look, while Shuri may have her own little hang-ups with tradition and things like that, and I know an African or two who's really hung up on tradition. I know a couple, it's a possibility. But what do you call it? Riri is so, she's like me. That's one of the reasons why I like her so much. She's like me. She's very much like, the hell with tradition. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to remember something, but, stuck in tradition. I'm not going to be guided by traditions, man. Look, there's a sense of urgency right now. We got to get on this right now. That's me. That's me. So, girl after my own heart. At the same time, seeing someone else do it, seeing my beloved Riri doing that, I'm like, damn, I can be a real dick sometimes, can't I? Oh my God. Oh my God. I love my mother-in-law, man. I really do. But yeah, sometimes we get into a little bit. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Like, I can't sit here for an hour-long story. I asked you a question. You're making me not want to ask you a question anymore. You know what I'm saying? No, we're still really golden together. Anyway, so what we see later on is that these two have to actually get along with each other because a catastrophe strikes in the heart of Wakanda, Bernenzana. And what do you call it? This was interesting to me. There were a bunch of things that happened here where they have to get along with each other. Here, this scene right here. This seemed like a bit much. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both planting the Wakandan flag. I get like, it's hard to say, like, why would she necessarily do that? But there was also a part in the beginning. This is the part where I didn't get it, but I got it. Allow me to explain. Riri cries when she gets to Wakanda. She's flying around Wakanda, looking all around. She had airspace clearance, you know what I'm saying? And she's flying around, she's looking around. It's just, she's in love, and she's sad and everything. For anybody who doesn't know, anybody's new to the channel, there's one time where my wife appeared and did a conversation with me, and she's African, and she really wanted to be a part of my spoiler review for the Black Panther movie. So it's like a year ago, a little longer. And yeah, she just really wanted to be a part of that because she knew that I wasn't going to be able to explain it properly. And she's right. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm white. You know what I'm saying? And I know that when my wife sees, like whenever we watch that movie, whenever we watch Black Panther, like she starts, we've got this thing with each other. It's like, okay, I want to talk now, so pause. Just pause. Okay, pausing. What's up, babe? And she just, God, I know I've said this a million times before, but here comes another million. I wish that we had something like this. And it's a shame when you think about, and look, not spoilers, but trigger warning, I'm going to talk about white guilt that a lot of people wind up feeling, or white rage that people feel when you dare say something like white guilt. I don't have white guilt. I don't think there should necessarily be white guilt. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a big anchor banker who's going around doing these kinds of things, or, oil baron or war profiteer. Anyway, at the end of the day, Africa never got a chance. It never actually got a chance to have cities the way that America has them. That, right outside the window, Toronto has those. You know what I'm saying? Never had that opportunity. And it's something that I can only understand through, like, vicariously, seeing my wife's reactions. You know what I'm saying? Hearing her family talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And I know that this is an experience that I can't understand because I grew up 45 minutes outside of New York City. You know what I'm saying? What we blatantly and disrespectfully call the Mecca of the world. No, Mecca is the Mecca of the world, actually. Been there. It's in Saudi Arabia. Very cool. Show respect there, or you will be arrested. Um, it's tradition, right? I understand why Riri cried. Not because I actually get it, but because I understand the message behind it. It's about understanding the stories behind people. Too many of us forget our history. You know what I'm saying? So how many of us actually know the crap that our grandfathers and grandmothers went through, right? Me, as a third generation American, my grandfather wasn't white. Today, he's white. When did that, right? I've listened to those stories extensively. I know my history. I know my past. Most of us, unfortunately, don't. We just never cared. If I had to make a suggestion, just seeing Riri having a single sniffle in this, may I make the suggestion? If it's not too late, if your grandparents are still alive, ask them. Because it's amazing the stuff that you might learn. Anyway, guys, yeah, when a comic book can do that for me, really good. Really good issue. Hope it does something similar for you guys too. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.